House lawmakers are expected to vote this afternoon on a bill that would add a broad definition of anti-Semitism to state law.
It would use a definition created by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Some say the definition is too broad and could limit the right to free speech. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie was at the two dueling news conferences this morning. Laura.
Renee, the new definition is really pretty universal. It's pretty comprehensive, and some say it could be interpreted to limit criticism of the Israeli government. That's a divisive issue even within the Jewish community. State lawmakers gathered with local Jewish leaders this morning to promote the bill. Phil Brodsky with the Jewish Federation of Greater Raleigh said they've been tracking increasing incidents of anti-Semitism since even before October 7th. He thinks it's more important than ever to write a definition of it into state law now because of the protests that have been taking place at college campuses in the past few months.
Watching them, the Jewish community has been stunned by the overt hatred we are seeing on signs, the intimidation targeted at students solely because they are Jewish, and the calls for Israel's destruction. Calls for Israel's destruction are beyond the pale.
By conflating and connecting the protection of all Jewish people with limitations on criticism of the state of Israel, the bill's sponsors get to exploit Jews for political gain. They ignore the vast expanse of Jewish identity and views that we contain multitudes.
Abby Lublin with Carolina Jews for Justice said the bill has done nothing to stop anti-Semitism in the 31 other states that have already adopted the definition. She doesn't think it will help here either, but it will allow law enforcement to crack down on protests against Israel's military tactics in Gaza. House Speaker Tim Moore said the measure would not apply to speech that is protected by the First Amendment, which would, of course, include the right to protest politically. But it would be up to local law enforcement to decide what speech is and is not protected. Renee?
Laura Leslie live at the Legislative Building.